Welcome to Allie's Attic, where you never know what kind of surprise you'll find in my attic. I'm your host, Allie, and today my surprise is a gentleman that is no stranger to my show. He was on a few months ago. I absolutely adore him. If you haven't heard of him, you're going to hear of him, and trust me, you want to find out everything you can about him because he's amazing. Hailing from Peterborough, Ontario, Canada, he is a diverse vocalist, songwriter, and musician. Please welcome Shaune Walt. Hello, Shaune.
Hello, Ellie. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well.
I just so everybody knows, and I hope I don't do it again. His Shaune, your name is spelled Shaune.
Yes.
And we did it the first time I interviewed you a couple months ago. I had to redo this recording because I called you Shane. But your website's going to be up on my website, so people can just click on your link if they're a little confused about the name. But it is Shaune, everyone. So yes. Now you're most well known as a vocalist and frontman for the independent hard rock band Fatal Assembly, but you guys are all kind of doing your own separate things now, right?
Yeah, for the most part, I think I'm the only one who's still doing music. So,
Oh, well, thank God for
yeah.
that.
Well,
Oh,
to be fair, I mean, not to knock any of those guys, because by all means, yeah, they are doing their own stuff. The bassist was actually a hairstylist previous to coming in and playing professional bass for us, and he's now opened up his own hair salon. So instead of working for somebody else, he works for himself. He's the head of his own deal, so he's kind of gone off to do his own thing. The drummer has had some medical issues, I believe, in regards to his shoulder, but he's always been a long-standing businessman, so he's still doing his thing. And the guitarist was a long-standing construction, and we're not talking building, your box houses. We're talking custom homes that are built for multimillionaires. So
whew.
at the end of the day, they're all still doing their passions. It's just that they're not playing music as a regular thing like I am. But I've been singing since I was 3, so it's a little bit different for me, right? So,
Yeah. Tell me about your bag. Like, tell me when you tell us. We're gonna pretend that you weren't on the show a couple months ago. Just
okay.
tell me about you. Like you said, you started singing when you were 8. No, 3. You said 3, right?
3.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3. So I've been singing since I was 3. Just came naturally about it. Now, to be fair, my dad played guitar and was a musician in his own right when he was younger. Gave it up to become a teacher. Part of the reason why one of the songs that's on the new album that we're going to talk about here in a little bit is there. My grandfather could pretty much play anything with strings. He just listened to it by ear and played, whether that was a guitar or a violin, to the point where my parents have a couple Stradivariuses in their possession just simply because he had them from when he was younger.
Wow.
So, yeah. So music's always kind of been around. I just happened to find my voice early and continued to sing because I enjoyed doing it. I started playing guitar when I was 12, started writing songs when I was 9. And I grew up when, like baggy jeans and your hat on backwards and all that stuff was really cool. Or alternatively, the monstrous 95 million gallon Stetson hat and the Dwight Yoakam, sewn on blue jeans were the cool things. So I was kind of halfway between those. I really liked Garth Brooks, but I really liked the fashion of like the hip hop rap kind of deal. So I was a confused kid. I wrote rap songs and then listened to Alabama when I was in the car with my parents. So it was
Wow.
strange upbringing. I think I still have rap tracks too somewhere on cassette tape. Yeah, that's totally showing my age. Oh well.
Oh my God, I'm not gonna even talk about mine now because I'm like way older. I grew up when, flower children were around and it was all about love and peace, which we should get back to, by the way. Yeah, the Beatles were great. Anyways, so I just aged myself.
I appreciate all that. I still remember sitting in my parents' Skylark when I was really young, like an '81 Skylark, and it wasn't new to us. It was new to us. It wasn't new to anybody else. It was just I used Skylark, but cassette tape in there and listening to like the Eagles Greatest Hits Volume 2 and listening to Hotel California, ripping on that. So,
But great music. Great music.
yes, yeah. Like I said, a very diverse background for me from where I come from in regards to why my music is so, for lack of a better term, have so many different multiple personalities, I guess.
Well, you know what? That makes you a very well-rounded musician, I think, when you're offering a bunch of different things all at the same time. I think it appeals to so many different people. So it's a good thing. It's not a bad thing.
Yeah, well, that's the idea, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's what you want to be. Now, okay, so since our interview, and everybody can still go onto my YouTube channel and check it out. It's still there. It'll be there till the end of time. I don't know, whenever YouTube goes away, which I'm hoping it never does. But it's up there. It'll always be up there. You can go and take a listen. Now let's talk about why you're back on. The new album. It's a self-titled full band album.
Yep.
And it started, was it January 2018? When did it come out?
It came out February 18th, so
Okay.
it's literally only been out for, I don't know, 3 weeks at this point.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's like pretty much brand new. We released the first single from it in May of last year, and that was That Night, in my truck, in parentheses. And it's still getting a stupid amount of plays on Spotify, on Hoozle, and yeah, people are still talking about it. It's getting watched on the YouTube channel because I made a video for it, self-shot and edited and all that fun stuff, you know.
It's actually a really good video. Everybody go check it out. I've watched it a few times. Not just once. I've watched it a few times. I love it. And I love the fact that you did it yourself.
Yeah, well, I went to school back when I was a puppy for television broadcasting, and I never completed the program. That was one of the only things that I haven't completed was that program, but I learned a lot of stuff from it, and previously in high school I've done a lot of like video and tech kind of stuff, so it really lent itself to me very easily to do that and save myself $25,000. So
Exactly.
That was important.
Very important. Okay, so talk about the album. I love what this album is about, by the way. And talk about, okay, so you released Hate first, right? Was it Hate that you released? Yeah. So yeah, just talk. No.
So I released That Night, and then I released Rebel Son. Kind of our more country rock kind of deal. Like, it's still very heavy. I know it's still very heavy. My vocals are still trying to be very clean. But the lyrical content, structure, all that kind of stuff lends itself very much to the whole country aspect of things. And then to change it up just because, you know, we can't keep anything stagnant, I released Hate, the third tune, which is just basically that, you know, stop killing each other, stop hating each other, be yourself, as long as that doesn't mean anyone else has to change so that you can be you, then just, like, everybody needs to chill out.
Yeah, definitely. Just we need more people chilling out. It's so funny that I have you on today. I don't know if you watch The View, but I was sitting in my doctor's office. I don't watch TV. I listen to music, but I was sitting in my doctor's office and The View was on, and Whoopi Goldberg was talking about Twitter and how everybody has an opinion about everybody else. And when we opened up all this social media, we opened up the floodgates of all of this perpetual hate. And when you released that song, I know you sent it to me and I fell in love with it just because of what it means. But Whoopi Goldberg, like, I mean, she says it how it is. She just said, you know, everybody got to mind their own business, man. Like, seriously. And start loving more. Like, for the love of God. I mean, we have children that are growing up in this world. We want it to, like, be around and we want it to be happy. So I love Hate. I love the song.
Well, and that's the reason why I used the images that I did. It's the reason why it's cut the way that it is. It's the reason why it's so bleak and dark. It's not meant to be a happy tune. It's meant to, hey, this is what's going on in the world, and instead of worrying about, you know, the fact that you're only making X number of dollars an hour, be happy that you don't have people kicking your door in the middle of the night with AK-47s to kill you because of the religion that you want to believe in. Be happy you can just believe in whatever you want to believe in here.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of really, really angry people that live in first world nations that aren't being bombed daily by our armed forces because they're trying to root out the bad guys.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it really, really, I try not to watch the news very much. Me and the wife turn on CP24, which is, you know, Toronto news, covers national stuff, but I mean, they're not covering the good stuff that's going on. Hey, take your kids to this weekend. Have you checked out this movie? Hear about this good story. Last night, this shooting happened here, this shooting happened here, this shooting happened here, this stabbing happened there, carjacking here, 5 car accidents. And it sells advertising time because people want to tune in and look at how bad other people's lives are to make themselves feel better about their lives, because it's real difficult to make the changes in your own life to make you feel better about it.
Well, I think you hit the nail on the head. I do not watch the news. I refuse to watch the news. I think the news just breeds hate, as far as I'm concerned, and breeds negativity. But the sad part is drama sells. And if it's going to bring viewers, they're going to do it. But I don't watch it. I refuse to watch the news. My parents watch it religiously. I will not sit in the living room while they watch it. And talking about military, I just wanted to say, I love anybody that fights for their country. I just think they're giving.
I support my troops wholeheartedly. My troops don't make the decision to go where they have to go and do what they have to do.
Exactly. They're given
They're
an agenda.
Orders because that's what they signed up to do, to be patriotic to our nation.
Exactly.
Our politicians send them there.
Yep, I was just going to say that. It is the politicians that have an agenda, and they're doing what they're doing. And unfortunately, the men and women whose countries run in their blood, like they are patriotic to the core, Canadian, American, any kind of military.
I have plenty of relatives and close personal friends who serve and have served, and I stand by them in what they did, because they did it because they were protecting us and our freedoms.
Yes.
That being said, there are plenty of places in this world that we have no business being inside of, and because we are inside of those places is the reason why there's more turmoil and unnecessary hate going on this planet.
Exactly. And they're being sent by people that aren't doing what our military is doing. So it's really easy to drop a plan and say, okay, do this, and not be in the midst of it, and not there's got to be times where sometimes they question things, Shaune. Like, there's got to be, you know what I mean? I don't know. Anyways, let's get off the military. I just wanted to say that support our troops. I was talking to somebody, I can't remember who I was, and they brought that up, that, it's not them that is breeding this hate and this violence. It's the government that is doing it. And these button pushers that scare the crap out of me, like Trump. I'm terrified of that man.
I'll give you one statistic, Ali, and then we can move on to something else.
Okay.
Up for you.
Okay.
Within an individual human being on the ground, there is a single missile I read a stat on, and I may be wrong in its value. It may be more than what I'm giving it the value of, but it's called a mountain killer. That's what it's referred to as its code name. It will legitimately kill a mountain. They dropped it on a mountain in the Middle East to deal with the tunnels that they believe that there may be bad guys hanging out in. So they dropped it there. The bomb, missile, rocket, whatever, is $90 million.
Unbelievable.
$90 million.
And you know what?
So my understanding is that Akon spent, I don't know, a pretty good chunk of coin and brought solar power to like 600 million people in Africa. Akon, a rapper.
Yeah, I know.
A single dude, not a government, single dude. So praise to Akon. That's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
If that's actually legitimately true, support our troops and question your politicians.
Yes, always question the politicians. And you know what? Shaune, if I could start a movement of peace and love, like how they did in the 60s, I would be doing it. but I wouldn't even know how.
For sure. I
But
might
yeah.
not have long hair because I can't grow it, but I'm definitely a modern day hippie.
Yeah, so am I. I am such a flower child. It's not even funny. Okay, so you released that night Rebel Sun and then Hate. Now,
Yep.
recently, both songs, All the Way Down and Gods to Devils, have been released, and they are doing really, really well.
Yeah. They both charted on Hoozle. In their first week, they both charted on Hoozle. All the Way Down was 6th, and Gods to Devils was like 18th. All the Way Down is taken right off. It's now at 4th this week, so we'll see here on Monday when they release the next, round of charts where it's sitting at. Who knows? Maybe Gods to Devils will pop back up on the charts. That's happened before with my tunes. So It's Just Me was very much like that when it came out. It started occasionally popping in on charts in different places. So it still gets played a lot, so it's entirely possible. But yeah, those two tunes are the new song off the new album that we just released a couple of weeks ago, and it's getting received really well. People are liking God's Devils and All the Way Down. It's definitely different from the first two tracks.
It is, yeah. Definitely different. I like your music. I'm a fan anyways. I really, really, really like Gods to Devils. I don't know why. There's just something about the song that I really like. So it's not a wonder that they're being received really well. And those are the two songs that I'm going to put up so everybody can take a listen and, download them, like buy them, support our independent artists. Okay, so I know the last time you were on, which wasn't that long ago, I always ask everybody that comes on if you had any advice to give, what would it be? I think we covered that pretty well with the Hate song. We went way beyond the song. But if you had anything else, or if you want to just hit a point home again, Shaune, what would it be? Like, what would you tell people, new artists, or even independent artists that are already out there?
Well, first thing, be positive. You have to be positive. If you dwell on negativity will find itself for you. Like, straight up, like, the more negative you are, the more negative situations you're going to pick out. Because it's like anything, it's real easy to be, to look for the bad in something. You can always look for the bad in something. So, regardless of the situation, look for the positive in it. Whether that's, song wasn't well received, okay, so now you know another thing not to do. So that may be a good structure. Find out why it wasn't well received. What about it wasn't? Maybe it was just the production. Maybe it was the lyrics. Maybe they sucked. Maybe there wasn't any depth with them. Maybe it was the guitars and the bass. Who knows? But find out the reason why. Talk to the people who you've given that song. Well, what didn't really sit well with you? Was it the overall song? But at the end of the day, you got to persevere. Like, just because something doesn't work the first time, keep going. Fatal Assembly went for 4 years. We did lots of great things. There's a lot of things that were right, and it failed. At the end, ultimately, it failed. Great music aside, the band failed. But the question was, do I continue doing music, or do I just go, well, screw it, that failed, so I guess I'll just do something else now? Well, I'm a freaking musician, so keep playing, write new stuff, I've said it 100 times, like, if it means you have to write 1,000 songs to get 10 songs that are good enough for other people to want to hear, write 1,000 songs. All you're going to do is get better.
Yeah.
I'm a singer, straight up, tough singer. I'm a singer. I've sang since I was 3. And now here I am, almost 40. I'm not quite the ancient rocker yet, but I'm getting up there. But this is the best I've ever played guitar in my whole life, is right now. This is the best I've sang ever in my whole life, is right now. Do I have the range that I had when I was 18? No. But can I do stuff with my voice now that I couldn't do when I was 18? Absolutely. I might not be able to sing 6 octaves like I used to be able to. I might only have 4 or 5 now. But to be fair, anything I'm going to do in the rock world, Chris Cornell only had 4.5. So if I can keep on par with Chris, then rock and roll. I'm doing grand. Like, I don't need to worry about anything in that regard. But I wasn't a good guitarist for a long time. I was straight up playing chords because that's all I could play. You know, I was a great rhythm guitarist. You could play your power chords, you could play, you know, whatever chords. But when it got into lead stuff, it just wasn't there. But practice, 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 practice. So I specifically set aside time to start doing that. And now, if you go on to my YouTube channel after you check out the interview, then you can check out our show on Sunday that we had that was done through Showcase Toronto. We played at the Mimico Pub and Grill downtown. Well, not downtown Toronto, in Etobicoke, but it was still, you know, it was in Toronto, and we did really well. But there's no other guitarist. We're playing as a three-piece. It's me, my bassist, and my drummer, and I mean, I'm playing all the guitar leads, I'm playing all the rhythm parts, I'm doing all the picking, like, it's all me. And, you know, I would say 4 or 5 years ago, not possible whatsoever, and even as, you know, far as a year ago. So a year ago, I wouldn't have been able to play like I did on Sunday. And even what I did on Sunday, you know, it probably wasn't top of my game. We had a few technical difficulties and things weren't sounding the way that we really wanted them to on stage. We still did well, but a year ago, we wouldn't have played like that. I wouldn't have played like that. The other two would have killed it because they're phenomenal drummers. Connor Davies is a phenomenal drummer. He's a puppy, so I know that I can, you know, basically throw some really aggressive stuff at him and he'll be able to play it. And I don't have to worry about him falling apart on me, so that's good. I just got to keep him away from the booze and the women while we're in there and keep him on check. And my bassist, he's actually right along par with me age-wise. Jason Nedeljkovic is a phenomenal bassist. He's played in all sorts of bands over the years. He's been playing with me since 2015 to the point where we can literally just jam out while we're playing. We actually did that in Rooster kind of inadvertently. It worked out well. We had some fun with it, but when we were playing Rooster on Sunday night, I kind of took us on a little bit of a run, and we brought it back to the chorus and into the song, but my bassist just kept up with me because Jason was a man. Yeah, it's really about persevering. Don't take no for an answer. Believe in yourself and just keep doing what you're doing.
That is great advice. And you know what? I mean, it applies to everything. My show, like, you know, in January, it was a year. I'm just about at 4,000 followers on Twitter. My Facebook's finally starting to grow. Instagram's finally starting to grow. I'm getting more hits on my website, but I have to, you know, I just have to keep on keeping on and just keep doing what I'm doing because it's my passion. I mean, if people don't want to go check out my website, they don't go check out my website. I mean, it's not going to bother me. I'm doing this because I love it. And I do it because I think I'm good at it. I mean, I don't know. I could be. I could suck. I don't know. I just like doing it. So I'm going to keep doing it. And I love listening to people's stories. And I love music. So, I mean, come on. Why wouldn't I be doing this, right? And I have to keep positive too. Everybody has to keep positive. Maybe somebody doesn't subscribe to your YouTube channels. Like, you know, you just have to keep going. And I love that you touched on that because I think a lot of people just assume that, you know, they're going to make it. And that's not the case. You have to put in the hard work and you just have to keep on keeping on. So anyways, that was great advice, Shaune. I'm glad you touched on it. And just so you know, I was at my man's place on Sunday and we did tune in through his Facebook, which was fun trying to find it, but we did. And I did catch some of it and you guys were amazing. I just want to say, I wasn't going to tell you that until I had you on here. But yeah, we did. And he is in love. Like, he is in love with your music. You play the type of music that he likes, like he listens to on constantly. So, he's a fan. So, I just, whoever didn't tune in, if you do see, Shaune posting that he's going to be performing again live and he's going to be recording it like Facebook, whichever the case may be, tune in. You guys have a lot of energy on stage and, I really liked it. So anyways, thank you so much for coming on, Shaune. Anytime you know that, anytime you want to come back, you can. And thanks for sharing the songs. Thanks for coming out with a new album. Like, thank God you kept going. Thank God you were positive and your perseverance. How would you say that? Anyways, you're.
You have to have perseverance.
There we
you
go.
have to persevere.
There we go. That's the word.
Yeah.
That's the word I was looking for. You have to persevere, especially in this industry. It's not an easy industry. So yeah.
No, people die in this industry because of this industry. So no, you
Yeah.
definitely have to push forward. Can I say one more thing, Allie?
Of course. Yeah. Of course you can.
Okay. There's an important song on this album. It's called Not That Different. I know that it's not one of the ones you're popping up there, and that's totally cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really a radio-specific song. I've seen it actually starting to get played on some of the radio stations, the internet stuff, and it's awesome that it is. Basically, the reason why I'm mentioning it, it's important to me because it was written for a specific purpose. My dad is a teacher, a longtime teacher. He's now retired. He was specifically a special education educator.
Mm-hmm.
So he dealt with developmentally delayed. He also dealt with or taught exceptional students who required more education, more advanced stuff than what even we were capable of as advanced students or general students. So to keep them entertained and actually keep them going. That being said, when he retired from high school teaching, he then went to college to start a program called CICE, and basically what it does is it takes these students who otherwise would not get any further education, would not get into the workforce, would just basically, dwindle away and become, hermits, essentially. It gets those people still involved in the community, gets them jobs, gets them placements, even as more mature students. So part of what they did through this whole classroom setting, and they're all different levels, from developmentally delayed all the way up to exceptional people, they put together a video for the national campaign for Special Olympics Ontario's annual Getting Rid of the R Word.
Mm-hmm.
And because they were doing this, my dad came to me and asked me to write a song specifically for this. So I was like, sure, yeah, not a problem. I'll go ahead and do that for you. I'm not expecting anything to happen with it, right? I'm just like, we're amongst like probably 200 other entrants that are coming from different colleges and universities and groups. So in 2015, we actually got awarded as the number one. We actually won the competition. And now Special Olympics Ontario is having their summer games here in Peterborough. Mm-hmm. At our Memorial Centre, and it sounds like they're actually going to potentially use this song to, back this national campaign. So what we've decided to do as a band is any kind of remuneration we get back from it, whether it's sales from MP3s, regardless of where it's coming in from, or alternatively just streaming the crap out of it on Spotify and making them dump some change into it. Mm-hmm. We're going to give it back to our local Special Olympics group here just so they can help with all their different sports teams and all their different groups to help them kind of fund what it does for all of these guys. Because at the end of the day, it's definitely a great thing. My dad's volunteered for them for almost 40 years. I volunteered for them for almost 10 years when I was younger, when I still had time to be able to do it and wasn't focusing on music and family now, but if you get the opportunity, check out the song, share it with your friends, and let's get some money into Special Olympics.
Yes, what a great cause. What is the name of the song again? Shaune, say it again.
It's Not That Different.
Okay. I know there was chatter on it about Twitter. I did read it, and a lot of people were very happy about getting rid of the R word. I mean, we should. That is such a great cause, and hats off to your dad. Like, amazing. So thank you for sharing that with us. And everybody go to Spotify, like stream, buy their MP3s. I mean, what a great cause. I don't know if you've ever watched the Special Olympics wherever they are, and they are absolutely amazing. And the joy that they get out of, being part of the Special Olympics is just, it actually brings tears to my eyes. It's just touching. So,
It is.
Yeah.
It gives them more purpose than just being cast aside, because that's not what we should be like in society. We should be an inclusive kind of thing. If we had more inclusion, we wouldn't be so hateful towards people who are a little bit different than us, even though everyone's unique.
Exactly. Unique.
Yeah, everyone is unique. They're all the same. They're all unique.
Well, I'm so glad you did the song. I'm glad you won, and I'm glad that it's on this album. And Is it? It's on this album, or it's just up on your on
No,
Spotify?
it's on this
It's
album.
on this
It's on
album.
this
Okay.
album. Yeah, not that different, and it's as well. If you go on to YouTube and I think search CIC Fleming submission, it's up there. If you go to my website and go to videos, there's actually a link in there that you can click on, and it'll take you right to it. And you can watch the video that they actually created and edited. My
Okay.
song's in the background. It's a demo version of the song, but potentially there could be like a professional one done for like TV or potentially a movie theater. Like so, when you go in to watch
Wow.
a movie instead of seeing a whatever commercial, you get to watch that for 2 minutes.
Awesome. That is so
Yeah.
awesome. Okay, and your website is going to be up on my website. It's shaunewalt.com, and you just have to click on it. It's going to go directly to his website. You can find out everything there is to find out about Shaune, and as well as listen to all of his different music. I urge you to. I urge you to download that song and help out as much as you can because it's just a great cause. Shaune, always a pleasure. I could talk to you forever. I'm just telling you right now. And we have been talking forever. People are going to be going like, are they ever going to shut up? Anyways, we touched on some great topics, and I love this interview. I'm just telling you right now. So I want to say thank you so much for coming back, and I'm sure you're going to be back again. And I mean, fellow Canadians, you're always welcome. Any artist is always welcome, but I have a special place in my heart for Canadians, obviously. So keep doing what you're doing, man, because it's amazing. I love it. I've got my boyfriend now a fan. So thank you for coming back on, Shaune.
Thank you for having me on the show, Ali. It's always a pleasure. I enjoyed talking with you, and I hope your listeners like the new tunes, and I hope that you get more followers on YouTube, and hopefully everything just continues to grow. It's been a wonderful journey thus far, and I've been watching you grow as well on Twitter, and it's awesome to see that going.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I just, like I said, keep on keeping on. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me on Ali's Attic Show. Keep checking my website because you never know what kind of surprises you'll find in my attic. Everyone have a great night. Shaune, I love you. Cheers.